Hey guys, it's EJArendee. I'm going to talk about ESTPs and how to develop your NI or your TI. Okay. A lot of ESTPs think they can develop their NI. That's not entirely the case. What you're actually developing is your TI. The ability to stop and think. Okay. This is not the same thing. There are two kinds of thought in an ESTP. There's immediate creative thought, okay, which happens like that in a split second. And that is, that's TI. That's also a lot of SE. SE tells us where to go next, okay? So if you think you're thinking, you're actually just following SE. When you use your TI, you actually see things from multiple angles, okay? Now, there's a difference between using NI and TI. As an ESTP, you can actually, what you need to learn to focus on is the end result. You can probably think of an end result right now. You'd be like, I want ice cream, okay? Now, let's say something more in depth. You want to build a house, okay? What kind of house are you going to build? What kind of materials? How much is it going to cost? How big is the foundation going to be? How big are all the supports going to be? How many layers of drywall? Every little minuscule detail you can think of. What you need to do is you need to stop and you need to visualize and be able to see these details. Because if you don't see these details, your end result, your end product is going to be sloppy and rushed and not well thought out, not well planned. The more clearer your end result is, the better it will be. Okay, so this is something with ESTPs that we need to learn how to recognize. When I was young, I was raised by an INTJ mother, and I have an INTJ older brother. I have an INTP younger brother and an ESTJ father. ESTJ father didn't have much to say as far as my creative development went, but the two INTJs in my life played a big role in my development, in my creative development. Okay, I am a DJ. I'm not like a DJ, like a disc jockey at clubs, but I've made about 40 or so techno songs, and I used to make a lot of Half-Life 2 maps. I wrote a book, which I'm still trying to finish right now. I'm polishing up right now, actually. I'm trying to release it within the next few months. I'm also publishing, all kinds of things. It's there's a lot of creative outlets that I have, and these these creative outlets are very much these creative outlets are I consider my being, who I am as a person, are very much dependent upon these things. Okay, I can say these are the things that I do. Now, NI is about long term. Okay, so if you're gonna put forth a lot of effort, the end result better look good. Okay, now ESTPs have a lot of willpower, but we don't always have the ability to see the end result very clearly. Okay, so this is an issue for us. We can feel aimless, we can feel directionless without introverted intuition. We can feel like an amoeba just going from energy source to energy source, living life day to day with no real meaning. Okay, that's sort of that's something an ESTP can start to feel like after a while. We're like, this is all great and all, it's all stimulating, but what am I doing with myself? Okay, so one thing, my INTJ brother, we would play with Legos, and he would build these enormous robots with pistons in their legs and very intricate, and I would try to build those things, but they weren't well thought out, and they would look terrible, they'd be flimsy, stick arms and legs. It'd be like a body and like stick arms and legs held together by one or two joints. Like they looked terrible. And with him, he thought these things out very clearly. Okay, so he was very good, as an INTJ, he was very good at building things and seeing the end product in every component before he got there. So if you want to develop your NI, you need to stop and think about this kind of thing, and even write it down. Write down what it is you're trying to build. In Minecraft, if you want to build a certain object or solidify something in your mind, get some graph paper, something like that. Now, get some graph paper and draw the blueprints of the house that you want to build. Minecraft is a video game. Now, this ability to see the end product before you get there is what makes INTJs farsighted, more so than, more farsighted than ESTPs. ESTPs, we're living very much in the moment. We'll have a very shallow glimpse of the future and sort of what we kind of want to reach for, but it won't be very clear or very, very strong. It won't be very well developed. All of my best music has been strong with NI. Oftentimes, my NI tends to work in my dreams the most. I would go to sleep, I'd have a dream, and there'd be a song playing in my dream, and then I'd make it in 5 minutes. I would know every single instrument and every sound and every pattern, and the entire song was laid out in front of me, planned out from start to finish. Every instrument, every sound effect, everything was planned out, start to finish. I created it and my best music I created like that, because there was no trial and error, there was no figuring it out as I went. I just knew it from the get-go. Okay, so this is introverted intuition combined with introverted thinking. Once you can focus on this, you'll be able to have much better results. Your art will be much. People will enjoy your art much more. That sort of thing. Once you see the end result before you get there. So that is ESTP, introverted intuition, and introverted thinking. Now the two sort of go hand in hand, because when you go inside of yourself, you use both introverted functions. But the issue is, with ESTPs, there's two kinds of thinking that you need to realize, you need to learn how to use. Okay? If you close your eyes as an ESTP, close your eyes, stop. What you can do is you can just close your eyes and just observe your thoughts as if you're watching a movie. Observe your thoughts. Observe your emotions. As if you're watching a movie, completely detached from them. Just let them happen. If there's emotions that come, you just let them happen. And you just watch. And you'd be like, okay, so now I'm feeling sad. Okay, so now I'm feeling happy. I'm thinking about these past memories. I'm thinking about this thing I want to get accomplished. I'm thinking about why this person said what they said to me. Okay, now I'm thinking about this. Now I'm thinking about that. That'll be your sort of when you sit there and you solve problems. When you sit there and you just solve problems in your head as an ESTP. This is TI. Okay. When you're like, why did he do that? Oh, this is why he did that. Okay, that's solved, moving aside. Next thing. When you're solving these problems and you're troubleshooting, that is TI. Okay? But when you dig deeper, okay, if you sit there and you focus, breathe in it, meditate. You can do it in the shower even. Just sit on the ground or something, meditate in the shower as an ESTP. Breathe in through your nose and focus on the rings of your nostrils, something, or anything. Think about your fingertips. But what I like to do is, what I've been trained to do by my brother taught me a lot of this, is focus on the breathing in and out of your nostrils, the air that's flowing out. Like, feel it, see what it looks like. Okay, and focus on that as hard as you can. And eventually your thoughts will start to come and go. And at one point, for me, usually after about 30 or 40 minutes, I'll get these incredibly vivid daydreams where I see myself in third person and I'm talking to me, like I'm giving myself a pep talk. It's like I've stepped out of my body and I'm looking at myself and I'm saying, okay, Jay, this is the issue you've got. This is what's going wrong. You need to do this. People are depending on you because of these reasons. It's just this divine inspiration and knowledge comes to me, and I'm just like, holy crap, like, and then suddenly all of my problems are fixed, and then I leave the shower in like a perfect mood, and it's crazy. I see myself in third person. Like, if I'm depressed, I'll see myself sitting in the bathtub, sad, looking depressed, and I will be giving myself a motivational speech as if I were a clone looking at myself. All right, because I can give other people motivational speeches all I want, and I almost always bring them out of their rut. They're having an issue. I'm like, look, this is what you're good at. This is what you suck at. You need to keep doing this. The problem is this. You need to get up there, get off your ass, and do this. Because once the second while you sit here and you keep thinking about this, you're going to keep bugging yourself and just drive yourself into a hole, blah, blah, blah. I give people these motivational speeches all the time. And I can lift people out of their problems. No problem. But when it comes to myself, I have to actually give myself these motivational speeches sometimes to get myself out of these ruts. And this I can accomplish by activating my introvert intuition for just 10 minutes. Well, no, I sit in the shower and I'll meditate. The whole process will take about an hour, but if I do that, all of my problems are just fixed like that. Okay? And I can bring myself out of this incredible rut. It's quite amazing. You should try it. So that's NI versus TI for ESTPs. So I hope that taught you something. All right, see you later.